trifling with democracy this way.
So, you know, we've talked about how the whole system is full of political scandals and corruption, and you've also admitted that her party is sort of deeply corrupt and awash in its own sort of, you know, criminal wrongdoings, even though she's not touched. So I wonder, you know, what's the way out of that, but particularly in light of what this professor at the Sao Paulo University has told the New York Times about what's going on now. It's putting a very large bullet in Brazilian democracy, he says. From now on, any moment that we have a highly unpopular president, there'll be pressure to start an impeachment process.
Right. I mean, it's interesting because I interviewed the former president, Lula, last week in Sao Paulo. And he admitted two things to me in that interview. He said, number one, it is true that his party, the PT party, which is Dilma's party as well, has a very serious problem with corruption, just like most of the other parties. And that number two, there's this major investigation that's called Lava Jato, or car wash in English, in which these really aggressive young prosecutors have asserted judicial independence and have been aggressively putting people in prison, the richest people in Brazil, the most politically powerful people in Brazil. The solution is to let that investigation unfold and let the people who are guilty be put in prison. The concern is that their intention with impeaching Dilma is to say to the country, look, we got rid of the corruption problem. The media pressure, the public pressure, they hope will dissipate now that there's this catharsis over impeachment, and that this investigation will end and all of these truly corrupt politicians will be protected. So the solution, to answer your question, is to let this investigation unfold, take everybody who's corrupt in all of the opposition parties and in PT, of which there are many, and subject them to the rule of law and to accountability and put them in prison, as was going to happen prior to the impeachment of Dilma.
An incredible story. Glenn Greenwald, thanks for joining us from Rio de Janeiro tonight.
Great to be with you. Thanks for having me.